All right, next question. I'm going to go with hard. Hmm.
I don't. Please don't make it math. That's all.
No, it's not math.
Okay,
It's
good.
interesting though. I do find this interesting. How do you decide if something is good or if it's bad? Like, what's your moral compass? I guess like, how do you make that distinction?
Oh, okay. Okay. So I thought it was more of a how you taste something. How do you decide if it's good or bad?
Oh, no, no, no. I'm going
Yeah.
with the existential. I'm going with
Okay.
the in life. How do you decision making, or opportunity, or like just in
Mhm.
general? If you have a, how do you weigh if you think something is good or if it's bad, whether it's something someone else is doing or something someone else said
Mm.
or a decision that you're gonna. Let's go with somebody else. Let's
Mhm.
go with your opinion on something somebody else says or does,
Okay.
right?
So
Because I think that's an interesting kind of way to look at things
yeah. So
versus how do you make decisions.
I think I think that's really interesting that you ask about that because and especially after we bring up therapy.
Right.
So like for me, I've done a lot of uh, stuff this year with my personal growth and my thought process and all those kind of things. And um, in terms of somebody else, for me, on most cases, I'm sure because like in this journey of life, as you get to a certain age, you do more unlearning than you do learning.
Ooh, I like that. That's really profound, actually.
Um,
You really do. You're right.
you do a lot more unlearning
Yeah.
of of things that you did in the past than you do learning new things. I mean, the unlearning helps you learn new things, but you do have to unlearn them. So my big takeaway from life the past 2 years is that you can't control what other people do and think. You can only control your reaction to it. So, with many people now, uh, when they come to me with personal situations, a lot of times what I will do is take a completely neutral stance and let them talk and let them. I mean, you really just have to let somebody put all of the facts out on the table,
Hmm.
right? And you can help with that, and that's a lot of times what I'll do is like, okay, let's put all the goods here. Okay, tell me the bads and put the bads here. Okay, let's now that it's all out on a table, like, what do you think? You know, um, I have learned. Well, first off, I have a lot of stubborn friends.
Sure.
Uh, I
I'm
too am also
stubborn.
pretty stubborn.
I'm stubborn.
I'm pretty stubborn myself,
Yeah.
and
Actually, no. I would disagree with that.
yeah,
Yeah, I really would. Only because, and I don't mean to stop you in your answer because I'm really interested in it, but I don't think you're as stubborn as you think you are. Because out of all of my friends, you are probably the most open to, let me hear what you think first, and then I've actively seen you change your position on something that you argued pretty strong for at first when presented with a different perspective or different information. Um, I'm a I'm a devil's advocate person,
yeah, yeah.
right? And I'm a, well, have you thought about it from this perspective person, right? Because that's what I do to make my decisions,
Sure.
right? but I've seen you actively like hear something and then just kind of go, oh, you know what? I'm going to let go of my preconceived thing here because that perspective does make sense and I hadn't considered it. So I don't think you're as stubborn as you think you are. I think
Okay.
you are more um I think you're more kind of I use the Tao of Pooh book a lot and I use the like be water thing.
Mhm.
I think you're more water than you realize.
Yeah, I think there are certain things. I think it's certain things when it comes to like myself and how I present myself and how I move through life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah, like okay, cool. But like, yeah. So I have a lot of stubborn friends, and to me, when people come to you for, and I'm not saying like, oh well, I'm this all-knowing person that knows.
People come to you for advice. It's okay. Just
People
go.
come to me for advice, and I have learned that 99% of the advice you give
Mm-hmm.
is never followed.
Yes.
And you can choose to be upset about it,
Oh yeah, don't do that.
which
That's
which
gonna
like
ruin. That'll ruin your day.
you ruin your life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because most people go with what their answer was in their head all along.
Yeah. When people ask
And
for advice, they're
they're
asking
looking
for
for
you to,
validation.
yeah, they're looking for you to back them up.
back right. Exactly. So yeah, I mean it's one of those things where I guess it's I just like to lay out everything for somebody and let them make their decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other thing that you also have to consider is the fact that you're not steeped in whatever decision there is. You don't know all of the facts. Like the fact
Right.
like whoever is coming to you for some kind of uh any of that,
Sure.
they're all, again, they're seeking validation. They're not looking for you to tell them what the right decision is.
Right.
Most times.
Right.
They already know what decision they're making. They're just looking to see if you
Yes.
approve of it.
They
or
also
not.
know what the right decision is,
Uh-huh.
whether it's the one they're making or it isn't.
Mhm.
They're just looking for you to either back them up on that right decision or give them an excuse to be okay with not doing the right decision.
Right. Exactly. And so yeah, what I like to do is
But
I
how do
don't
you decide
how do I decide?
what's right and what's wrong?
Go by how it makes me feel as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I I mostly worry about what other people think. I worry about how it makes them feel moving forward with things. You know, uh, I think when it comes to right and wrong, it's all about putting yourself in different perspectives and seeing besides the one angle that whatever action there is. Um, you have to look at it from all angles.
Nice.
That's how I do it. Because your decision, if it's good or bad, could have a blast radius.
You're right. Absolutely true.
And you always look at the blast radius. And most people don't.
That's
Most
true.
people don't.
Most people don't. They just worry about how it affects them or the immediate moment.
Right. There's always a blast radius. There's always a fallout. And
Yeah.
I
Collateral
think about
damage.
I think about how it would make the overall feel, and I worry about how it would make me feel in the long term. And before I think of, well, this would be really cool. Period.
Right.
You know, that's how I go about my decision making process.